Hi guys, it's me Karen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a picture in this book here by Rita Berman. This is the winter book. And I'm just going to do this little tree page here. The other side here is all snowflakes, which I could just do in Distress ink when I'm doing the Distress ink up here. Who knows? What I'm going to do is work with, let me get them out. The Albrecht Durers watercolor pencils, and then polychromos on top. I'm pretty sure out of the sets I can get enough greens for my trees. So we're going to pull out the colors. I don't think I really need the first one because we're all blues and yellows, but I might need a yellow out of that, so we're just going to stick it over on this side. And then this is our green section. And I think between here and here, I can get a lot of green out for the trees. So we're just going to let that sit on top of that one. We'll use a water brush to get the green on there. And the one I use is just a, how's this, Pentel water brush, and this is the fine point. You just kind of squeeze it up here and you get the water flowing, and then I use it down here where you can't squeeze it because the water will just continue to flow and you'll just have a nice little bit of water coming out at all times. Then I'll just get out the polychromos, oops, sorry, and we will color on top of the watercolor area. Okay, so we're just going to start here. We'll just pull out these two here. What do we have? Deep cobalt green and Turquoise green. And since these are the nice dark, what are these here? Dark colors. I'm going to pull out the dark ones, the darkest ones, because I have a tree back here that should be dark and this one should be darker. Trees in front should be lighter. So I think I probably should put this on a piece of paper and see what colors these are. Boom, piece of paper. That one is the chrome oxide green. This one is pine green. That is the deep cobalt. And that is the hooker's green. So this one is kind of a blue tone. I'm thinking these two would be pretty good together. But I don't know if this blue tone would... Oh, it'll work fine. We'll just do that. Okay, so let's see. We'll put those two aside and we'll use these two. Which one was the darker of the two? Doesn't really matter, does it? So I'm just going to put this down. This is the chrome oxide green. And if you watch my channels enough, you know I'm not going to, when I'm putting down a base coat, mess with any of these little lines. We're just going to go over them all. Put that down, and then we'll throw a little of the deep cobalt over on this edge. Well, that's going to be annoying. I'm going to hear that ticky, ticky, ticky because I got my hand on there. So I will move my teacup out of the way. So that's all I have sitting over here. And scoot those pencils. Now I won't be touching them. So I was using the deep cobalt, right? Yep. Oh, so sorry. So I'm just putting that down, making sure we get those two mixed in there. Okay. And we'll throw a little bit more of the chrome oxide on the tree here. All right. Now we're going to get a tissue because I probably will need it. Make sure we have enough water coming out of the brush. There we go. You just squeeze it until you can see it, but then it's going to have a little too much on it. We're just gonna, yeah, it's got a lot on it. Run that down. It's okay if it gets on the other tree. We're going to be green, all of them. Just different shades of green. Make sure you get green all over it. There we go. One tree. Now this other little tree down here, we're going to be bringing in the pine green and the hooker's green. So pine green, going down first. And then the hooker's green. And then we'll mix those in. Put a little down in the stem too. Okay. Now we have to pick out some lighter colors. Let's see, this one and this one. We have olive green yellowish and earth green yellowish. So yellow tones. So we'll start with the olive green and we're going to put it on this side of this tree. And then add in some of the earth green yellowish. Blend them on top of each other. There we go. Gonna do the loopy loopies here. I like that one. Okay, then we'll get a nice springy green here. This is a nice bright one. Something a little darker. What is this one? Juniper green and light green. We're going to do this tree over here. These little curly cues come up into it, so we can only go to here. Okay. And then we're going to put the light green on top. Boom. There we go. Okay. We have 2 trees left. This one I want kind of light too, so it'll match this side a little bit. So we're going to grab May green, and we need kind of a bit of darker for it. Permanent olive green. This is a interesting tree here. So we're going to do a couple of these little guys here. And then a little bit on this one. Okay, and then the May green in here. And the little guys down here. Okay. Let's see how that works. And the little guys down here. I think those should be a little darker, so I'm going to grab a darker color. Second tree, we'll go with this one. This is the olive green yellowish. A little fuzz on top. I'm just going to take it right off the tip. And I'm going to darken in here. Just a little bit. So go underneath those and pull it down a little. You can do this with the pencil too. You don't have to do it with the watercolor, but I want to play with the watercolor a little more, so I'm going to do it with the watercolor. And then maybe just a little bit up at the top of these. There we go. Okay. Now we have this little guy over here standing out. He's got a little light on the top. So figure him out. What do we have here? We have green gold. I'm going to put a little of this on his puffy parts. I guess that's part of this guy's tree, so we have to get that out. Get a lot of color on that brush. Okay, we're going to have to bring in the green. Let's see, that one was the first tree. This is the second tree. So, let's see. I get some of this green off. This is the second tree, pine green. And it needed to come down into this area. So we'll just add it in there. go. All right. Now on top of the gold green, we have, I think a couple more greens here, but that's it. Chrome green opaque. So we're going to throw a little of that in there. We're going to see how these match. I had no plan when I started this. I just wanted to do the trees. I thought they looked fun today. So we're going to bring some of that up in here. Just a little bit. It kind of blocks off these two trees, so I know that that is a solid piece, but I think this is just a frilly piece. So we'll see what we got here. And then our trunk. There we go. Let's see how that turns out, shall we? Okay, we'll start up here. Yep, got too much water on that. Oops, wrong one. Already did that one. Okay, I think it needs to have a little more darkness in there, so I'm going to grab olive green yellowish and see what this does. Just want to get a little more color in here. Thinking the olive green yellowish would have been a better choice of a green for this tree. And we'll put some of that down the stalk too. And then we have to do all the stalks. I didn't do those. So we'll bring in brown for that. A brown. Just kind of a medium brown, because we can make them darker with pencils. So I'm just going to grab some raw umber. I think that'll be work fine. This tree doesn't have a stump. Maybe I should make him one. We could throw a little of that in there, and then over here. the green off of there and just get it done on the trunks here. It's a pretty killer. I like that one. Okay. I bet we could throw a little of that in this tree too. Wanted it kind of gold, but it's just a pretty bright color in there. There we go. I want it to kind of stand out. It's a kind of a fluffy. God, I'm so sorry about all those noisy cars going down the road. There we go. Okay. We can put a little of that down in here in the grass. Put a piece of paper under there so I don't go over the edge. Just going to run it across there and then activate it. Should have probably done this with Distress ink because the water will warp the page a little bit. And it doesn't warp it with Distress ink, but we'll wipe up some of that water real quick. I'll wrinkle it a little bit. Okay, so got my trees with the watercolors, and we gotta let that dry a bit. But while we are here, we're going to ink up the sky up here. We have some broken china, and I thought I'd go underneath these clouds. And I'm going to attempt to go underneath those clouds. If I get it all over the clouds, I will do the clouds in the same color. Okay, so that's the color we're going to do. And I'm just going to try to use the corner of this and get it in here. And we're going to bring it down kind of in a splotchy manner. Now I can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to turn the book here so I can see. I'm inking up just this edge, and I'm using this corner up here to go in those lines. Just kind of turning it, twisting it, getting it up there, and then pulling it down in here. Okay. And like I said, I don't care if it gets on this page because I'll probably just put the ink down over there. Bring it down in here, down in there, over here, or there. Kind of want it a little splotchy. Now if you think this is splotchy up here, like I said, you could just bring this up into the clouds, which I'll probably do up here. Not going to put any more ink on there. I'm just going to go over with what the ink is here. Just kind of bring it right up in there, very light colored. You get the blue, but you don't get too much of it. Okay. Then we'll put that away. Turn it around. Pull that out. Then we'll get out some pencils. So hold on a minute. Okay, we're mostly dry. What I'm going to do up here where it's darker, I'm going to take these two pencils. This is Cobalt Turquoise, and this is cobalt green. And I'm going to take the turquoise and go under these clouds a bit, where it should be darker. One of those. Okay, and you see that? And we're just going to darken it up under here. And then we're going to pull that lightly down into the ink, so we can get a nice blend doing that. This is a nice color for that. And we're going to go nice and deep around the clouds. And then just bring it down. Okay, so we'll go all the way around doing that. Oh, it's hard to get in the corner over here. Okay, so that darkened those clouds up. And you can bring that lightly down, cover up any little spots there, darken both sides. You just keep going over it with the polychromos, and it'll just get darker and darker. We want to blend it nice though. Okay, the green, cobalt green, just adds a little lightness when you come down towards the end. So we can bring that, if we have a edge here that we didn't like. Oh, I didn't get any of that blue over here. Okay, boom. And you can do that down here too if you want this a little darker in these areas. Just use your pencils to darken up, and if I didn't get any ink down here, you can just color it in with your pencil. Teeny little sliver there, and I guess there's some here, but I don't know where this guy's trunk is. And you can just lightly bring it up on this side. You don't have to bring it up if you don't want to, but it's there. And then we'll just very, very lightly blend that in up here. Just touch that color on there. Okay, now on the places that I left here, we're just going to take our black pencil and we're going to darken that. You can use a pen if you like. If you want it sharp, just keep turning your pencil while you're coloring. So come down a little bit, turn your pencil. Come down a little bit, turn your pencil. And you'll get a sharper, darker color that way. You just have to remind yourself to do it. And go around this little corner here. And if you want to, you can darken some more of these. I'm not going to darken all of them. I kind of like the mismatched pattern. But if you think it needs another little dark one, just to make it a little more uniform, add one in. It's all your picture, so do whatever you like. I just thought it needed a few more in there. And the bottom I'm going to leave striped. Kind of like that. And I think another one up here somewhere, right about here. Somewhere over here, so we're going to take this one. I'll get down there closer and make sure that those are done right where they should be. I am going to darken this line under here though, since we have a big outline going up the tree and these are nice and thick. I'm going to make this one bigger, so I'm just going to take the pencil on the outside of that and color it, but I'm going to make it thicker. Putting a lot of pressure on that pencil, you can probably hear it. Okay, so that adds a little to it there too. And I'm going to go down the trunk. Bring that up. And there we go. I might do one of these. I'm not going to do all of them, but one of them there was cute. Okay, now this isn't the only tree that has that on it. We've got one over here. We kind of messed that one up because I didn't know where the tree went, so we're going to put that right there. Go up here. Bring it down. Like I said, you can do this with a pen if it's easier for you. I'm going to turn this, hopefully not mess up the whole camera there. I hope I was in frame. I don't look up when I'm coloring, and I probably should do that more often. The camera is up pretty far. Well, I'm going to move it again. Okay. I think I want this little curve here to be dark. Kind of match the other tree on the other side. So we're going to do that. There we go. And then I think we'll darken these little lines here. Just go over them with the pencil. So we painted over them. Make them a little bigger if we want. This one probably should come down right about here. So I'm going to add that right there. And then I'm going to darken under here a little bit. Let's go right across that trunk and right over here. Okay. Maybe we'll go up this side here too. There we go. All right, I'm going to do that on this one. Just kind of go up here. And then bring some of these lines across. We have a big fat line there. There, there. But we're going to darken one up here. And this one here. Okay. Then on this little guy, we've got these little loopies. So we're going to come down and do those. And we're going to darken this one. Okay, do this one. And darken this one. And then these little guys. Oh, and I should darken this trunk too. Okay, get that. And like I said, I'll get down here closer so I can see what I'm doing, but we're just going to darken those up, and we'll come up here and make these a little darker. Just on one side, I think. And then I have to turn it so I can see what I'm doing here. There. And this one. And this here is ground. This little one here, we're going to darken coming up this side of the trunk. To the very top. And then we'll kind of take one of these fluffs and pull it down. So not the first one, but the second one. And just bring them down. Darken them up a little. Pull them into the branch a little more. This one we'll just do the second one here. We'll bring this up. And do the same on the other side. And we'll darken this trunk here and this trunk on this side. So now we have them all with a little bit of darkness on them. I think I'll do this one. Okay. Now up here in the clouds, we have these little rolling cloud areas. I'm going to take the Cobalt turquoise and we're going to darken one of these sides and bring it out a little bit. Same over here. So you kind of put a little more pressure under and then you just bring it out. Sorry again. Someone with a motorcycle. So we're going to add just a little detail up here. Over here. Get that a little darker if you want. Just play with it until you like the effect you're getting. put a little more ink up there if we want. We'll probably do that. Put a little of the cobalt green in there too. Just helps blend it up. And we'll put some in here. Darken that corner up a little bit. If you want, you can do that with these clouds to make them a little fluffier too. Just put it where they fluff together. The line comes up. Just add a little in there. Bring that line up a little bit more and fluff it out. That one got a little ink in it, so I had to do that a little darker. Anyway, okay, that's what I'm going to do up here. We'll bring in a little white too and just blend that right into the cloud. If I can find the white here. Boom. Make sure it's clean. So you can just bring that in and lighten that up a little bit so you don't have a line there. Or your line's a little softer at least. And you can bring that up in here too. Just kind of blend that a little bit more. Knocks the tooth of the paper down and makes it look a little smoother. Okay. There we go. I am going to get a little splatter on here, but I have to take it away from my desk to do that. And then I'm going to call it done. As I still play with it, because I want to get those a little darker in here. But yeah, I'll take a picture at the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a little fun with this one. I'm going to put little stickles here on the star to make it look a little, well, unless I have, I have a gold pencil. I don't know how well that'll work. Don't know if I like those. They're really scratchy. I don't think I'll play with that one. Yeah, I'll put some stickles in there. But I'm going to put a little white splatter that comes down so we look like we're having a little snow party here on our trees. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like I said, I'll put a picture at the end of the video, and as always, I'll put all the pencils down below in the description box if you'd like to follow along. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now. Take care.